Under what circumstances is it appropriate to evoke a spirit? Here we have our sigil of 55th spirit of the Goetia, or the lesser key of Solomon, Orabos. And I'm picking this one because it is one I've had extensive experience with. So, anyway, Orabos, together with another spirit. Let's see. Salos. Okay. They both, they're the day and the night spirit of that decade of the zodiac there. First 10 degrees of Libra. We just passed out of it. And that's also assigned to the tarot card, Peace. And there's two angels of the Shemhamferish. That's the first 5 degree of this decade. And Mehael is, or Mebehel is the second 5 degrees. And there's all sorts of stuff. The allotment of planet and zodiac sign would be the moon in Libra. So anyway, I'm just showing you that because instead of writing on Facebook Messenger, trying to answer the many questions I get, I try to answer everything that I can in the time that I have available to me, but it's much easier if I've already answered the question in something that I've written already. And so whenever I can, I say, well, can you, if you got this book of mine, read that, and if you still have questions, give me a, drop me a line. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. But I've got one in particular that is so cut and dried as far as my opinion on the subject. And the question was, under what circumstances is it appropriate to evoke a spirit? And I've answered that among many other questions in my book, The Key to Solomon's Key. And this is published by CCC Publishing. And I talk about the Knights Templar and Freemasonry and other things like that too. But the whole second section of the book is a handbook of Solomonic magic, or Goetia. So here it is. Question number 5 actually is the same question I got. Under what circumstances is it appropriate to evoke a spirit? I thought I'd share that with you this morning. Ultimately, only the individual magician can determine when it is or is not appropriate to use Solomonic magic to evoke a spirit. However, my experience of what has and has not worked for me in the past leads me to make the following observations. First, you must have a problem. Hey, if you don't have a problem, don't worry about any of this stuff. If you don't have a problem, you're lucky. Go have fun. But I digress. First, you must have a problem, a real problem. But before enlisting the aid of a spirit to resolve the problem, you must have done everything in your power to take care of the matter by regular means on the physical plane. That's magic too. If your neighbor's thoughtless midnight tuba playing is ruining your sleep, your health, and your ability to stay awake at work, if you've asked him to stop, if you've called the police and they didn't help, if you tried to enlist the help of other neighbors, if you've marched next door and punched the inconsiderate idiot in his tuba tooting lip, if you've tried everything right here on earth, then maybe it's time to at least consider a magical remedy. However, if you haven't exhausted all other measures, it would be cowardly and unwise to magically tinker with your precious subconscious mind just to force some poor spirit to do your dirty work. Secondly, the problem you wish to resolve must be a personal matter. You can't do magic for someone else. When you formally evoke a spirit, you're evoking an adventure. Adventures are not always pleasant, and sometimes they're dangerous, even deadly. At the conclusion of the adventure, however, if you survive, you'll emerge from the experience a better, wiser, braver, cooler person. No one else can take your adventure for you. And you cannot take the adventure for someone else. Therefore, your reasons for evoking a spirit must be entirely personal. You wouldn't expect to reap the benefits of psychotherapy by sending someone else to replace you on the analyst's couch. Now, this is not to say, and I'm going to digress here for a moment, this is not to say that your efforts, your magical efforts, cannot be beneficial to others. But it's you that will change to bring those benefits to others, okay? If that makes sense. So in other words, if someone comes to you and says, you know, I would like to, I need to get this job or something like that. Do some magic for me to get the job. Okay. No matter what you think to the contrary. If you whip up a spirit to get that person a job, it will be because the effect of the evocation has changed an effect or a quality or an aspect of you that will set into motion the chain reaction of events that may eventually get that person their job. If that makes any sense to you. It'd be a situation like, please, I really want to get this job. Okay, I'll do it for you. I'm a great magician. I'll take care. I'll whip up a demon for you to get that job. Well, the adventure that you evoke, say, results in someone smashing into your car while you're driving and totals your car. Very traumatic experience, very dangerous. Your car is out of the woods, but you have to keep a doctor's appointment. And so you call your friend up and say, I don't have a car, you know, can you take me to my doctor's appointment? You know, I got whiplash or something. And so your friend gets in their car, picks you up, takes you to the doctor's office. On the way to the doctor's office, they meet an old friend that they haven't seen in a long time for school, just right outside the doctor's office or the pharmacy. And they say, well, what are you up to? He says, oh, I need a job. Well, hey, there's an opening. Do you see what I mean? The adventure was yours. And it indirectly helped your friend. So don't kid yourself. The adventure will be yours in a Goetic evocation. Okay. Let's see, where were we? Let's see. Thirdly, you must feel totally justified in doing what you're about to do. You must have a deep emotional involvement in the matter you wish resolved. If you aren't convinced of your motive, if you aren't reaching to the very bottom of the visceral hell, Kabbalists might say nepish, of your frustration, your anger, then you're not touching the level of consciousness where these beasties exist. Furthermore, once you've evoked it into the triangle, you must be able to consider the spirit the personification of your problem. For in essence, that's exactly what it is. You have every reason to be mad at it. The spirit is your problem. It's always been your problem. For the first time in your life, you've isolated it and can now focus the full force of your righteous anger and indignation, not at your spouse, not at your boss, not at your kids or your dog or the government, but at the real source of your problem. It has to listen to you, so you better know what you really want to tell it. It's either going to shape up and do what you command, or you are going to annihilate it. My last little word of advice is don't make deals with the spirit. In a very real way, you've been unconsciously making deals with the spirit your whole life. That's why you have your problem. The whole ceremony is your formal way of branding your subconscious mind with the idea that you are through making deals with this tangled piece of ignorance, flawed perception, fear, vice, or addiction. Take your pick. They're all demons. Do you see the plot of this psychodrama? Do you see the method to the madness? Once you voluntarily reprogrammed your subconscious mind with a traumatic little experience like this, you become, in essence, a different person. Different things start happening to you when you're a different person. If all goes well, one of those things will be the solution to your problem. And that's where we'll end this Friday segment. Start your weekend right now. I'm going to do it. But I'll be here for Saturday morning, hopefully. And with some other kind of little tidbit of nonsense. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love and will.